Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place to find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Friday, so you know we're going to be talking tech in English. So come on, sit back, relax, enjoy, find out some new things to help you do business better. We're going to be joined shortly with Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City. And we're looking forward to that. And Dr. Tachi, all the way from Florida, talking about media. Our friends and family here at Biz Chicks are so happy to see you today. We want to give a shout out to our online viewers and the replay viewers. Hey, how you doing, replay gang? We're here and let's get this party started. We're going to bring in Terry all the way from New York City to join our conversations today. How you doing this morning, Terry?
Hello.
All is well?
Yes.
Okay, we know you got a lot going on in New York City. We just
Look, there's a lot going on everywhere.
we got a
Everywhere.
lot going on in California too, girl.
Everywhere.
Oh my goodness. So we're gonna get this party started with this day in tech.
History.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just go with it. November 18th, 1963. So it's kind of like this week in tech history, but whatever. Bell Telephone offers the first electronic push button telephone to customers in Carnegie and Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Dual tone multi-frequency DTMF technology, touch tone, was also introduced on the same day in order to accommodate the new push button telephones.
Oh yes.
You were something if you had a push button.
Listen, my Grammy got that touch tone phone. And we thought we was hot stuff. Okay, because she lived out by Carnegie, Pennsylvania. It's outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you had to go through Carnegie to get to her place in the country. So, yeah, that was hot stuff. Push buttons instead of dial.
But the push button phone, I learned this from somebody in my son's father-in-law. When you use push button, when you pushed it, it still did the
in the background.
It didn't change the thing. It just, when you just pushed the button, it still did the.
It looked different.
I know that.
Yeah.
And you didn't have all that sound going on, but it was the same technology.
Right.
I get it. It's like Steve Jobs. They changed the form factor. You know, the how it looked, but it was still
it's still routed through to whatever
switchboards, etc.
Yeah, so there's a whole story behind that. Maybe you'll have him come on and talk about that one day. But it was interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it?
Yes. Okay, so November 19th, 2006, Nintendo releases the Wii game console to compete with the Sony PlayStation 3 and the Microsoft Xbox 360. By foregoing raw computing power for increased player interaction, utilizing the innovative motion sensitive Wiimote controller, the Wii defied expectation and became the best-selling 7th generation game console. Y'all remember having a Wii?
Yes, where you were playing like
tennis
or whatever.
So, and you had it on a big screen. You can do golf and what have you.
Yeah, you put it up on the TV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was actually pretty fun. You got to do your Wii emojis and create your own little people and stuff. I don't know why it didn't continue on. They had Wii Fit where you can do exercises. You're riding on the skateboard, jumping over stuff, doing soccer stuff. It was an interesting concept. I don't know how they're doing now because I guess PlayStation is still number one, or Xbox.
I don't know. I think they're just in competition with each other, depending on what games you play.
Right. And the newer games may not be on Wii. You know, Wii was family oriented as well.
That's true.
It was very, very family oriented. And then the part of it was they had to, and I can remember one Christmas, one Black Friday, people were trying to get the Wii and it was out and you couldn't find Wii anywhere. And it was like the thing to get.
It was the toy, right?
And, people were like, there's one in San Leandro, which is like 80 miles from where we are right now, trying to
get it. We do the most, don't we, with that toy thing?
Yeah.
The Cabbage Patch Kids and the Pet Rock was the same situation. Okay. November 19th, 2007, Amazon introduces their Kindle ebook reader, where other companies had released ebook readers in previous years with limited success. The Kindle's integration with Amazon's industry-leading book distribution system helped catapult the e-reader into the mainstream consciousness. The Kindle sold out within 5 hours of its debut, and it looked like a little, kind of like what it does now, but it had push-button dials.
Oh, okay.
You can read a book on a tablet. Kind of reminds me of Star Trek when when they had to read reports and stuff. They had the little tablet that they were reading the reports on. Okay. And my last story, November 20th, 1985, 2 years after initially being announced, Microsoft finally ships the first version of Windows. Originally slated to be shipped in April of 1984, the long delay caused skeptics to begin to accuse Windows of being vaporware due to the relatively high demands of the then current PC technology. Windows 1 was generally considered too slow to be usable. It wasn't until Windows 3 that the operating system began to generate significant sales. I remember having a Windows 3, the Windows 3, and Windows 3 was a really good one. And I think XP was the next good one.
I can't remember. I think you're right. I think it was Windows 3 and then it went to XP.
Right. And those two, they were more stable where you wasn't hitting Control Alt Delete every other.
The Control Alt Delete days.
Yeah.
Don't miss them.
Not at all. So that is your week in tech history.
Wow, that's a winner, friend. Just keeping up with all of that stuff and how it evolves is really fascinating to me because I'm a former history teacher. So, the evolution of things, I find it entertaining.
I do too, considering that most of the stuff that, again, we keep talking about it, everything that we have now has been built on everything that was done before, and people kept doing it, and it got better and better, and it got better and better, and better and better.
Well, I am so glad things are getting gooder and gooder. I have a couple of things that I want to share with you that I just want to mention because I like to say most of the time for Terry and Dr. Tachi.
Just real quick, I was Googling the Windows thing. So it went from Windows 3 to Windows 95.
Yeah, 95 was the one.
Yeah.
It was the 95. Windows 95 was good.
It was released August 24th, 1995. Windows 95.
Yeah, Windows 95 was good. It was stable. I didn't have a lot of problems with it.
Right. And then it went to Windows 98, and then it went to XP. And then on and on.
Interesting.
And then no.
Yeah. So it was Windows 3 to Windows 95.
Yeah, Windows 95 was good.
And
that was 10 years later. That was 10 years after Windows 1 shipped.
Right. Just some facts. Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. Go ahead, Terlita.
I'm always amazed at how quick technology changes. But I want to talk about two things. First of all, PayPal has a new feature they're launching called Generosity. Hold on, let me get the name right before I start talking. It's a competitor to GoFundMe, and it's called Generosity Network. And you can actually set up an account and raise funds for different causes. It can be for nonprofits, individuals, whatever, just like GoFundMe. They do have a limit though. You can only have it up for 30 days and you can raise no more than $20,000 on it. And but there are no fees taken out right now. And you know what that means. That means they're coming for you once they get enough people.
And then, this is going to be good for the people who enjoy using PayPal and Venmo.
Right. And if you want to see more, there's a little video over on The Verge about how it works and, connecting with your family and all of that stuff. But it's the exact same principle and the exact same process. You set up a page and people come over and give you money. Okay. But of course, they give you money through PayPal. So eventually, once it's no longer free, they will be making a little change off of it.
And I'm wondering, are they going to be asking your donors, hey, do you want to sign up for a PayPal account?
No, they do.
Probably.
I'm like, oh, that is so annoying to me. It seems it's a barrier to my client. You know what?
Yes.
My client's a clear way to make a payment. And then somebody jumps out in front of you, they're walking over to pay you, and somebody, hey, you want to sign up for this? And you're like, that's a distraction. I don't like it.
And do you want to sign up and use my bank instead of going to her bank and paying her? You know what I'm saying? All righty. The other article I was interested in was over on, where was this? They're talking about how, it was BBC Tech News. They're talking about how developers have found a workaround around the whole, what do we want to call it? The iOS App Store, Apple.
The App Store, yeah.
They blocked Fortnite and several other games because Fortnite didn't want to give up that much of their revenue to Apple. So what they have done is, which makes perfectly good sense to me, they have started to stream the game on browsers, and Apple does not block that. So they can stream it. You can stream it on an iOS device and still play the game. And now Apple gets nothing for that. So, one of the bloggers said eventually they're probably going to do things like slow the game down or do something to keep it from running properly on their browser. But I mean, it's going to Google in 2021. So, see, this is what happens when you're unwilling to negotiate. People find a way to work around you. Okay, it's just simple diplomacy. And what you do is you start off you trigger off a whole chain of events that will undermine your ability to make a profit. So, and we saw it with AMC, right? With the theaters.
Right.
Now they're trying to rent the whole theater out for $99. But they didn't want. Remember when they had the little card? What was that movie card where you could see any movie?
Yeah, that went bust. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you could see
not movie phone, movie something.
As many movies as you wanted for $9 a month or something. Well, the people who wanted to do that were going to the movies in the middle of the day, mostly seniors or people with small children. The theater was empty anyway. So why not negotiate with them and come up with a cut? People stop being greedy. Greed will trigger off people's getting together to figure out a workaround.
I have a question. where was the article found?
It's over here on here. I can put the link here in the chat.
Oh, I just wanted to know the reason
It's
why.
BBC News.
Who?
BBC News.
BBC.
Okay, and one of the things that I was thinking about is Apple has installed a whole bunch of new privacy
stuff,
and so sometimes people are not compliant with that. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. I'm just saying that with the new stuff going on, Apple is asking you every time, do you want to allow so-and-so to do this or do that? So if
this discussion began way before that, but go ahead.
Yeah.
This gaming thing, this app thing.
Okay, and then, because Apple has arcade, so that might be
they do.
Competition with their arcade.
Francine?
No, meaning that their arcade, the Fortnite is not in the arcade. So,
and the reason why they're not in the arcade is because they didn't want to give up 30% of the revenue that they were making selling the accessories.
Okay.
It was all good until till the App Store realized that they were making all this money, and then when they realized they were making that much money, how much they were giving up, they wanted to renegotiate. And
okay.
This has been an ongoing saga, and the reason why I'm familiar with it is because my grandson is a huge user of Fortnite.
It's big.
And they keep coming up with new avatars, and so it's really marketed well.
Yeah,
it keeps their people engaged. So those are my two stories today: generosity for PayPal, the Generosity Network.
Okay.
And it joins a couple of new PayPal initiatives like trading cryptocurrency and touch-free payment features for partnered retailers that launched over, last year. But these features set the company up to better compete with Square, and now Google's relaunch of Google Pay expanded the service, it says over here on The Verge, from a digital wallet to peer-to-peer payments to an all-in-one financial tool with mint-like tracking and eventually banking services. Okay. So PayPal's Generation Network is available today in the U.S. for new campaigns and donations. But PayPal is not my favorite mode of payment, but I just want y'all to know who do use it. It's there.
And speaking of,
you have another option besides GoFundMe that's not going to take out
fees,
service fees right now. Yeah,
not right now,
but hey.
Also, just I discovered something in Square. Square, by the way, owns Cash App, which I believe is peer-to-peer, where you can send money directly to people. And they have new features if you use Square for payment processing. They have invoices where you can invoices. They have scheduling. There's a whole lot of stuff going on over there. And today I found out that you can do contracts. So if you have, say, you needed to do a contract with a client or whatever, you don't have to come out of the payment processing. You can go create your contract within that, ask for payments, send an invoice, do all of it within your Square account. Which I thought was good. And you can schedule appointments, paid appointments within the Square app too. I was like, oh, this is convenient. Now I don't have to go do an invoice over there and write up a contract over there and try to upload it. You can do, like, if you have a what is it called, Excel spreadsheet of what your outlining some things that you can do, you can attach those to the
Oh,
invoice
nice.
sending.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a winner.
And it's very good, especially for business. It was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, I can stay right here and do everything I need to do. And the invoice system already has our logo on it and everything, that it's right here. I don't have to go over here, create this, and then create that.
And import this and mhm.
Set up-
winner, chicken dinner. I love
And setup is setup. You're going to have to set up whatever it is that you use, but I
True.
wanted something that I can use all the time and not have to. And you can set it up for different, say for instance, we do BizChix and I do real estate. I can do all of that in the one account and just have different locations with different banking information.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I like Square.
Square's good. Square's a good tool.
It is a very good tool.
I like it because it's easy to understand.
Well, that too.
No, it's intuitive to me. And I really love Cash App. I love it.
It's because it's simple. It's easy. But see, people have been getting scammed, so you got to be careful with Cash App. I don't know how exactly, but people have been getting their money taken somehow.
Hopefully, and see, you got to be careful who you're sending it to. Make sure the person, you have their cash tag correct,
right?
Not somebody's name.
Yeah, because that's what it hangs off of the username, $ whatever you set up.
Right, and then it tells you on there, this person is not in your contract, in your contacts. Are you sure you want to send this? This just looks like you don't know this person. It gives you warnings, but do we pay attention?
I don't think we do. I really don't.
Because I have not ever been, I have to make sure I'll ask Terry, I'm like, okay, is this you? You know what I'm saying? If I have a question, I'm going to ask you.
You're going to reach out. Yeah, because you got ways to reach her versus, getting a message out of the blue or whatever. Like, what is this?
And because there's some people I've seen in Facebook who jumped into a conversation in the chat on Facebook. We need diapers and such and such and such and such, Cash App to this number. And I was like,
no,
let me put a block on you or get you. And because they did it here while we were on the show. And I'm like, who is this? People were coming into the chat.
Yeah, because there's some, I have to investigate, but there's some way where they are scamming people with Cash App, and that sounds like it. But I'm like, how are they getting the money? I don't know. I was going to look at it, but I've heard that they and scammers will find a way to scam people out of their money on any platform. Whether it's PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, they're gonna find a way.
I think what they do is it's their legitimate Cash App. They come into your, like our show here, and say, hey, thanks so much for reaching out and and helping Christina with the diapers. You can Cash App here, and I'm looking like, I don't know
who was that.
I don't know who the person is. They're not a regular, so I need to go. But if you don't know.
But that's what I mean. If you don't know what it's about or who it is, don't Cash App them anything.
Exactly.
That part I don't understand, because like you're saying, if somebody jumps in and say, hey, we need diapers, I was like, well, who are you? I don't know you. Why would I Cash App you?
Remember we were in class that day, Terry, and somebody was in there, and I asked the people we were producing the program for, I said, do you all know this person over here? And they were like, no. And I was like, okay,
they gotta go.
Hi, Mark.
Mark got jokes today. On a separate note, if you Venmo me some money, you will be blessed and achieve greater prosperity for every $1 that you give me, over 100.
Now, see, what you got to be careful, because see, that could work on unsuspected people. If that's your thing about okay, you talk about prosperity and blessings and stuff. All like if you do a social media thing and that's your thing, and then you do that, you're gonna get money from people.
Yep, and that is just so sad.
But that's what I mean. It's like the people are willing to hand over their wallet over the internet, but they wouldn't do it in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Some
that's just
people would
funny.
do this in real life if Mark had told them, like, if you give me, I will. If you, you'll be blessed if you give me this. Okay.
See, maybe we telling too many secrets because I was about to say he could go online, post some pictures of some angels or something religious, and post that, and the dollars would fly in. Unfortunately,
There are people who are gullible.
yeah, that's what I mean. They're gullible.
It.
And I know Moss not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
She's good. So I'm just saying, someone unscrupulous would go, ooh. It's like, you know, you put your net out. You know how the commercial fishermen, they put the net out with those big boats and they're catching tuna, but other fish are in there. They like, hey, we got to catch all the fish, whatever it is, whether it's tuna or whatever. So it's just unfortunate people are gullible like that. And I pray that they get some discernment and decide what's what.
Mark said, my new calling.
I knew it. I was like, let me not, because anybody listening to this go, oh, but honestly, that's how easy it is to scam, because
yes,
some people are gullible. We got a pandemic. Some people are in their homes and haven't talked or seen people in a while, and here comes a friendly voice. Mark Waters, I'm your friend.
There have been incidents where people are they explained I was reading something, they explained the Nigerian prince scam.
The scam, yeah.
They know it is going to hit a certain person.
Mm-hmm.
For the people who know that this is a scam, you just delete it. But they know that there is a certain segment of the population that you're looking at this like, you know, this is a scam. How you got my email? And you don't, you know, it doesn't bother us because we're like, okay, nobody's going to send me $100,000 on an email, a Gmail account.
Right. We know that. And see, this kind of feeds in, get off track just for a second. It feeds into the social dilemma, what's going on with Facebook and Twitter with the federal, you know, the hearings and stuff, that people are like, oh, social media is bad. Look at the things that are going on. But I say it's a tool. Is a screwdriver bad? It depends on the person who's picking it up. So because we have these people that you're gullible, you need to strengthen your whatever and say this is a scam, this is whatever. So we're starting to pay the price for that, because now they're wanting Facebook and Twitter to kind of just lock everything down. And I'm like, well, we can't do that.
No, that ship has sailed. So the Nigerian prince people, they know that most people are not going to get them, but they want the ones who fall into the little trap.
Right.
They're looking for the outliers that'll do it.
It's like they know they're gonna get a fish on the hook eventually. So they keep doing it. And
right.
Like,
because if you know stuff, it's amazing.
Yeah. Okay, we don't want to get
Reverend Grifter for the win. Thank you, Mark.
I'm gonna look for that.
Hey, Yolanda.
Good morning, Yolanda.
So what's happening in the world of social media, TJ?
Well, a lot of good stuff is happening this week. Social media, there's the fleets we talked about last week, but I'm gonna hold that off for the end so we can have a little nice giggle about it. So let me pull up my notes, because I wanted to start with my notes here. Snapchat. Okay, Snapchat is always doing some fun stuff. So they are introducing new astrological features. Get the word out. Astrology features that will let you create your own astrological profile and see shared astrological compatibility with your friends. Okay, so I have a little image so you can see what that looks like. Let me pull it up. because it's a little
This
cute.
sounds like what we used to do in high school, What's your sign? Well, I'm a da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, so this is I kind of blew it up a little. It's a little fuzzy, but this is what it looks like. You'll set your settings for your birthday and your sign, and then it shows you if your friends are compatible. It's a little cute little fun thing that Snapchat is doing. I thought this is cute. I haven't looked at it yet, but this is kind of what it looks like. And they had a little video with two friends talking about, the Snapchat astrology. Let's see who we're compatible with. It's just something fun. That's
While we're on Snapchat, may I ask a question about Snapchat?
Sure.
So you still can you now use your like a photo for an image, or do you still have
I'm not sure because remember they bought Bitmoji, so I'm not sure. But you saw from the screenshot there, it's still Bitmoji based.
Right, because I tried to come in and because I wanted to use a picture,
right?
I couldn't get in. Well, I mean, I could get in, but it would not let me use my picture, and I didn't want to use Bitmoji.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It probably still is that way. So Snapchat statement on this says that it's a way to help you celebrate your relationships, strike up conversations, and bond with your friends in a whole new way. It lets you go far beyond what you see in a daily horoscope by creating your personal astrological profile and seeing shared astrological compatibility with your friends. So there you go. Now, some breaking news about Snapchat that came out yesterday or today. I think it came out this morning. They bought a company called Voisey. I think that's how you pronounce it. Voisey. And I want to show you what that looks like. Voisey. Yeah, that's it. So this is Voisey. It is, and let me get this right.
Is that with a V?
Voisey. Voisey.
Voice. Okay.
It's a new generation of creator tools. It enables you to make music quickly and easily and share it. Now, the company is the UK startup that they feature instrumentals that you overlay with your own voice to create short music tracks and videos. It also lets musicians upload instrumentals that become the basis for tracks. Users can apply audio filters like auto-tune and different things. People in the music industry that make music on other apps, they know what these tools are. So it lets you create those things, and then you can browse and view other people's Voisey tracks. So Snapchat bought this today, was announced this morning. Now, what you do with it is, it's open to collaborations with users having the option to split their videos into 4 different tracks, either of themselves or other Voisey users contributing harmony. So you see the picture. So I guess you get to make your own music, so to speak, with the tools. Then you can collaborate with others. And then I think the last image is the chart feature inside of Voisey. It's a new app. It's like it's not even like on the map, but it is now. So this is what it looks like. Snapchat is doing this. Why? Because they're trying to get on the same track with TikTok. And by Snapchat doing this, I fully expect TikTok to integrate something like this into TikTok. Because TikTok is mostly the video editing part, which is really fun, and then you use music that's already recorded by artists. And the apps have to pay for that music rights for the artists, and that's a big cost. So if you put in tools where people who are musically inclined can come in and make their own beats, their own tracks, that's a way for them to do, collaborations, and for the content creators to make money from TikTok because it's their intellectual property. This is where things are going. There's another app called Clubhouse I was going to bring up, is connected with Twitter, but there's an app called Clubhouse. I don't have a picture of that. It's in beta. It's in invite beta. So there's nothing for me to see. I was trying to get into the invite and they put you on the list, but it's got the buzz now because it's audio conversations like a podcast, but people can listen in live and they can, I guess, raise their hand to ask something or whatever. But it's like it's podcast like, and it's all audio based, and it's based on the music industry is using a lot of this because there's people coming on talking about music, or this artist is talking about that, and it's a really hot app, and people are actually buying invites to Clubhouse. That's how hot it is. Everybody wants to get, everybody wants to get in a new club.
Yes.
So because I went on Twitter to search, and I was like, I want to get in this Clubhouse, and people are like, well, cash at me, I got an invite, cash at me, whatever. I saw $100. I was like, I am not paying $100 to get an invite to some app that's free. So I went and got on the list, and they tell you they're on the list, and whenever they get to me, they'll send me an invite and say, okay, now you can come to the Clubhouse and you won't have to invite.
You know what? This is like a tennis shoe release.
They're like, yeah. So you see how they're doing
creating
this
scarcity,
right? The scarcity it's music industry people, so it's really
marketing
exclusive
right here.
People on Twitter talking about the great conversations they had with this artist and that artist. So that's what I'm thinking it is, that is something podcast like, but there's live listeners. And I don't know if they get to ask questions or come in. I don't know how it works because I'm not in, and no one's sharing. like Charlie, like you said, it's a private club. So no one's sharing screenshots or this or that. They're just selling their invites. Oh, I have an invite. And I was like, I am not. Now, if you want to give it to me, I'll take it, but I'm not paying for this invite to Clubhouse. So, see, I think what's happening here is like people are moving, and these apps are moving to intellectual property where you get to create your own stuff because of the music rights are so costly. I believe Twitch is running into this problem because I read some article about the gamers, the streamers are using music. And you're not supposed to use people's artists' music without paying them.
Oh,
so they're shutting down their lives because they're using music that they don't have the authorization to
royalty.
use. You know how on TV, and I was watching something the other day, one of the TV shows, they said, "Oh, we're gonna sing something," and it was Jimmy Fallon, I think. He said, "No, we can't sing that because it costs too much." And they started laughing. I was like, yeah, it's a thing. Like, you can't sing happy birthday. There's a couple of things you can't do with music because of the intellectual property copyright rights with the music. So to get around that, you allow people who are musically inclined to create their own music on the apps. Now, the thing with Voicely is it's supposed to be really easy.
Okay.
Because I'm not a musician or whatever, but I know when you're using GarageBand or one of those other professional, there's tracks and things.
Yes.
And so it takes all of that, and I think it makes it easy for content creators to make their own music, and then they get to collaborate like TikTok.
That's cool.
So I just signed up for an account. They will reserve your name. And they tell you that they did say that okay, we're
Voicely
doing a little at a time. So
which one did you sign up for, friend?
Clubhouse.
Oh, Clubhouse. Okay. Yeah, and they put you on a list, right?
Right, but they reserve my name. Like,
yeah, see, they're gonna get to you. It's just that we don't know when they're gonna release the next batch of. Okay, we're inviting more people because I think, like Carolina said, they're trying to make it exclusive. They also may be on a small, not on a big server area where they can
and so they don't want to break it.
Right, and this feeds into the exclusivity. Music industry is like, you get the VIP, you go in the VIP section, everybody doesn't get to go there, so it feeds into that. And there's a frenzy on Twitter with these people like, oh, I want to get to Clubhouse to hear so and so say whatever, and it's starting to do that. So it's celebrity music artists doing stuff and bringing the interest.
So here's what I'm seeing. But they let you get your name. Remember, we talked about if you're going on a particular platform or whatever, you need to own your real estate all over social. So they will allow you to reserve your name, just like if we're Twitter or something else. You have to, did you get your invite text? Sign in if you did.
Yeah, so that's
Very interesting.
so we have Clubhouse. The news for today that came out this morning was Boise, I think it's Boise or whatever it's pronounced, that Snapchat bought today because Snapchat is doing all these little things because remember when Facebook wanted to buy Snapchat for, I think it was 3 billion years ago, and they turned it down and everybody laughed at Snapchat. Oh, you made a mistake, ha ha. I don't think so because they sustain, and also I keep the little stats here because I always love to remind myself. So in the US, Snapchat reaches 90% of 13 to 24-year-olds. And that's more than Facebook, Instagram, Messenger combined. That's what the data says. Also, they reach 75% of all 13 to 34-year-olds on average, more than 4 billion snaps every day. So that's not an app that's dead or to laugh at. I mean, okay, the older crowd is not on Snapchat, but I just said 13 to 34.
Okay,
that is a growing demographic, where the other is a waning
and
demographic.
every day I hear little news on financial channels about Snapchat's a good buy. Snapchat bought this. Now see these little pieces they're putting together to make a big pie, and not to they're in competition with TikTok, but not really. It's like they're going side by side. This is the same demo, but TikTok is, dancing and fun and stuff like that. Snapchat is more, okay, fun, but we do these little things with photos. Now we're moving into music creation. That demo, they're into creativity and working with music and playing around with video and doing fun stuff.
So Mark, let me get Mark's little comments in here. He says, this is another means of getting rid of people in your life that you wish to eliminate. It's not me saying it. It's the astrological charts. We simply do not go together. Don't blame me, blame the stars. Mark,
I love that. You could say we're not compatible based on Snapchat.
And then he said, TJ, he'll let you into his clubhouse for $50. Interesting. And then seeing, because people always want to be seen with a particular celebrity or
before pandemic, they were going to clubs and who could get in, the velvet rope, VIP, you can't get in, you can't. Exactly. So now everything's online virtual. So now that attitude has moved on to online to digital with Clubhouse, and there'll be many more is what I'm saying. So we'll see more of this happening, especially
I'm wondering if the guy that was on Instagram that did the DJ,
you talking about DJ Nice, right?
Yeah, and he did his thing. Nice. If he had a like an event over on Clubhouse,
he could do that. He could do that because it's audio. So you're listening to music. Because the way he does it now on Instagram, you're watching them, but you're and you're looking at the chat. But video isn't important. It's the music that's important.
Right.
So they could do that kind of versus thing, but it would just be audio only.
And I think this would be good for any DJ or anybody in the music industry. Interesting.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. Snapchat. Okay. Let's see. On the Instagram, Instagram has offered, well, they had this out before, but it was only certain content creators like influencers that had a certain amount of cachet or they were popular. So now they have something called guides, Instagram guides, and it's a way for users to more easily discover recommendations, tips, and other content from their favorite creators, public figures, organizations, and publishers. Now I got another picture. I want to show you that because you want to see what it is. It's not rolled out to everyone yet. Oh wait, there we go. Hold on. I want to make sure I got my picture. So it's not rolled out to everybody just yet. I checked. I don't see it. You're going to see an icon on your. Oh, don't tell me I closed it. Did I close it? Hold on, guys. Yeah, I did. Hold on. You're going to see a new icon. And remember, Caroline, we were saying about Instagram and the new layout. They're changing things.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd it go? Hold on, guys. I closed it. There it is. Got too many windows open. Here we go. All right. So this is. Can you see that?
Uh-huh.
All right. Let me go back to. So see this the one on the left. It shows a new icon. I don't know if you can see my little. I'm trying to get my mouse. It's just. It looks like two little books in the middle on the edit profile. It looks like a magazine. That's your guide icon. And when you click on it, it goes to the middle picture, which is like if you view Twitter moments, this is kind of like Twitter moments. Because on Twitter, you could curate information and put it into a moment and give it a title and a photo. So this one has a title, a photo, the person is Naked Beauty Planet, and then it says no time like the present to focus on you, my top products for personal relaxation. So then you're adding on posts from you and other people. You're curating content around a topic to give somebody a guide about, okay, how do you do this? How do you do that? Does that make sense?
No.
Okay.
No?
This is okay. So this is Instagram. So tell me again.
Okay, so this is Instagram guides. It's a new addition on your profile.
Okay.
On the first photo with the phone picture, right on the edit profile, you see something that looks like a book, a little icon.
Yes, like the
so
grid.
You go to your profile and it's not there. I don't have it. You might have it.
Okay, wait. So we go to our account or whatever and go to edit profile.
No, it's going to. I'm not sure if it's going to be there. They're not rolling out to everybody yet. It's a slow roll out, but when you do it, you'll be able to create a guide. It's a guide of, in this example, is beauty stuff. So you could say my skincare. See, this person has my skincare routine, self-care Sundays. It will be topical information that you gather together, like a newsletter on Instagram.
So when people come to your Instagram, they'll see this little four picture thing.
Right, the 4 picture on the left, because that's your profile.
Uh-huh.
When you create the guide, it'll be at the top, the little icon, because there's little icons on your. Hold on, let me see. Where's my?
It's like a little magazine or a book, like
right. It looks like a magazine or a book. Let's see, because I don't.
Let me see if any one of my accounts have it yet.
Somebody might have it. I'm not sure how you're going to be notified of when you have it. So if you go to your settings, I don't see it. So see, that's what I'm saying. You might get a notification saying you have guides. You can use guides. So, but this is what it's going to look like once you create it. So think of Google has something called collections. I think that's the name of it, which is the same kind of thing where you're curating information and it looks like Pinterest. Think about Pinterest. This is what Instagram is doing. And they're calling it guides. It's not available to everybody just yet. If you have it, I'm pretty sure you'll have like one time I saw on the stories, Instagram had the stories on my account, and they said, "Oh, now you have access to whatever tool it was." So Instagram is going to let you know when you have it. And I didn't see mine. And let me check something real quick. So they're saying, okay. All right, so it allows creators to share tips, resources, and other longer form content for a dedicated tab on their user's profile. And it started out with a initial group of creators who were, influencers. Instagram decided who they were going to use to do this.
So Mark got a comment.
Okay.
A fly-by-night pop culture moment. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh, so it's available. I'm trying to see if they're telling us where, because I didn't see it.
I didn't see it on mine either, but
Yeah.
I'm looking. I see the little grid on mine, and I see.
You
some
might have to be an influencer to have it.
Yeah, you
No,
might.
it was in the beginning, not now. They're giving it to everybody. That's why I'm in the beginning when they tested it last year, it was just influencers. Now everybody has it. There's
You know what this is starting to look like? It's starting to look like Pinterest.
yeah. Yeah, blogging, Pinterest, they're bringing all of those tools in. Now I don't see where now it says it's available for every user, but I didn't see it on mine, and I don't see anything here that says where to go. So I'm just thinking it should just be there.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Nope, it's not telling us how to get it. So let me see if we go to new post. Nope, it's not under new post. Now remember, new post to make a new post on Instagram, they moved it from the bottom to the top.
Mm-hmm.
Also, your likes, the things that you touch the heart on, is at the top. At the bottom is reels and shopping at the bottom. So they moved the buttons around. Remember we talked about that. I think we talked about it on Tuesday.
Oh, I see, guy. Wait, I found it.
Where?
Okay, so go under the plus button at the top. Oh,
right.
Okay, so you're in your thing. You go to plus, and then it says create. Right, post, story, story highlight, IGTV, reel, or guide.
Okay, I don't have that.
So recommend places in your city and beyond, products, recommend your favorite products, post, recommend posts you created or saved. So so here's my, okay, I can't see y'all. So here's my account for my real estate stuff.
Right.
And then you go to the plus button up at the top right, and underneath it, this whole mirror thing is getting to me. Yeah, post, story.
Okay.
Highlight, post, story.
Oh, see, you have it. I don't have it. You have it.
But it's not obvious up on the front page.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Because see, I haven't heard a lot of talk about it. One of the groups I'm in, she's Instagram groups, and she mentioned that she wrote a blog. I was like, Instagram guys, I haven't heard anything about it. So
we're not worthy. On BizChix, we are not worthy. So I'm like, okay, let me see who else. Because I work on a lot of accounts. Let me see who else might be worthy.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, not on that account.
Yeah, see, it's not on. It says it's available to all users. That's what they're saying, but I haven't seen it.
Well, I don't. Maybe just ain't hit everybody yet.
Okay.
So keep looking for it, and play around with it. So Instagram is trying to bring in some Pinterest style tools because that's what it's like, and it's also like Twitter Moments. I use Twitter Moments a lot because I saw a lot of tweets that I wanted to save and I want to collect and share. So I could create a Twitter moment and I could put an image at the top and a title, hey, these are the best tweets of the week or whatever it was. And then I could put each tweet into this long, like a blog post, like an article. Mm-hmm. And they call them moments. They still have it, but it's not, a lot of people don't use it. So I'm thinking this is the same way where you create whatever it is topical, and then you see Instagram posts from you and from others that you can add into the guide, and it goes onto your profile. And I'm assuming that you could share it to your story or your feed and tell guys, hey, I created this guide on how to whatever. Go over and check it out, and then it goes to that section.
Because it says, okay, choose a guide type. You can choose places, recommend places in your city and beyond.
Okay.
Oh, interesting. And then it brings up choose a place, and you can click.
Oh, okay.
You can click choices.
I hate when they do this and then it's like you don't have it. I'm like, well, I don't have it, so I've got to rely on what's being said online.
Right. And then on, let me go back again. Then the next thing, recommend your favorite products. So what it does is it allows you to recommend different accounts.
Right. You can put the focus on whatever they're posting. But it has to be topical. It has, to make sense. It has to be like the one
Right.
with beauty stuff or fashion or music or jewelry or whatever the topic is.
So I recommend California Cover-Ups or Old Soul Coffee or whatever. I can recommend these different products.
Right.
And then it says recommend posts you created or posts that you saved.
Right. Okay, so that's how you add to the guide, because you can save people's posts. When you see something in your feed you like, there's a save button and it goes into a collection. So then you can add that to your guide.
Pinterest. Even something you put yourself.
Let me
you yourself created.
Right.
This is interesting.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing it whenever I get it. But it's another way to curate information. It's like a newsletter. It's like Pinterest. It's like the Twitter moments where you gather stuff that you created and other people, the posts, and put it together in a collection.
Right. And I think you're right. It is like Pinterest. Oh, I like that hairstyle, and I like this food. I like this and this.
I like this. Yeah. And instead of doing the heart, which that's your like in Instagram, you can also like it and you can put it in save it to your collection area and then use it from there to the guide to say, this is what this person is. This is what's going on with jewelry, with gold jewelry. This person, I like this and that and that, and you put in a collection and say, take a look at this. And you also put your stuff in there also. It's not
right.
Don't just do anybody else's. Also put your stuff in there.
So with mine, I have Sacramento Life in Homes. And so there are restaurants that I would be recommended. Or, I recommend you, if you want to find out where to go for fun stuff, you go here. And there's just a list. And people are going to scroll through all your stuff.
Real estate and travel, you want to highlight a city or an area, and this is what's going on.
For travel, I think this would be good for Green Earth Travel.
Yes.
Because she can recommend, particular companies to get their tickets and stuff.
Right. So
thank you, Mark.
See you later, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you. Stay safe.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good one.
So, I think this is now on Instagram doing the things in the last few days or weeks that we've heard all the stuff that they've done. This one I can see.
Yeah. This has I see the use for it.
Right.
But then they haven't advertised it so much. I don't know why. Maybe because like I said, you have it. I don't have it. Carolina doesn't have it. So
rolled out fully.
Yeah, maybe they're waiting for the full rollout and say, oh, did you know? Because I always see stuff from Instagram in the stories section when
where they're promoting it.
Right. And that's always a key that I have it when they put it in the story. So
maybe they're still trying to push reels.
They are.
Gosh.
They are, because it's a dedicated button at the bottom now. So they're pushing it. All right. So that's what's going on Instagram. One more thing. We'll talk about Twitter. Last week I mentioned about Fleets, which is their stories that last 24 hours and it disappear like every other app that has a stories feature. They started the test in Japan last Friday. I said that. And then here on Tuesday, they gave it to us in the United States. Everybody went crazy on Twitter. I don't like Fleets. So it's here. So Twitter is saying this is a new way to join the conversation. It's meant to help make people more comfortable and put them under less pressure to talk about what's happening right now. Because the Fleets is for fleeting moments, but Fleets is the name of a product. So there's been lots of memes and jokes about Fleets. So, and by them testing in other countries, they were able to learn that Fleets help people feel more comfortable. They could talk more, sharing personal and casual thoughts, opinions, and feelings. Now, Fleets sit on top of your user profile. You can share other people's tweets to your fleets. They they only last 24 hours. I don't think you can save them. Also, I don't think people can respond to your story. I think they respond to you on your.
Let me ask you this.
Hmm?
Okay, so is Twitter a good audience for this feature? It sounds so much like Snapchat. I think people who get into Twitter want their conversations to last and evolve.
Right.
And so I don't know if this is a good match.
Yeah, I honestly, I've seen some fleets and I just did not try any yet because I know how stories work. But you're right. Why Twitter's already micro conversations. You can
Exactly.
your tweets are 280 characters. Maybe this is a way, and you can add photos and images to your tweets
And
anyway.
I'm saying, I don't know if it's really a place where people who are into photos and things congregate.
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like I don't like the name. I just can't get past that. But they love it. Twitter loves fleets. Just like it's just not a name. When we talked about that last week, it's 24-hour stories. They want to get in on the fun with, Instagram has stories. Snapchat was the originator of the story feature. LinkedIn has it now. Pinterest has something that's like stories. So I guess Twitter wanted to get in on the fun and say, hey, we've got something new, but I don't know.
Okay, so is it within Twitter or is it?
It's mobile only. It's on your mobile app. It's the little circles above when you go to Twitter, when you go to your home feed, when you open up Twitter, it's there.
Okay, with all this stuff going across the top of my screen.
That's fleets. You should see people's profile image, and when you tap on it, you see their stories.
Oh, there we go.
So, you can.
They have one they have their own saying, here's what you can do with fleets.
Right.
It looks like TikTok.
Yeah. So they have text. You can do a text. You can do reaction to tweets, photos, or videos. You can customize your fleet with backgrounds and text. All you have to do to share a tweet in a fleet is to tap the share icon at the bottom of tweet and tap on share in fleet. Tweet and fleet. I can see why they like fleet because it rhymes with tweet, but I'm just like, no. There was lots of negative reaction when it first came out Tuesday. People were like, I don't want this. Why is this here? We want an edit button. Da 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 da. Again, Twitter is giving people what they did not ask for.
See,
they're not listening to the people.
So, I mean,
it's seriously, it is just like stories on Facebook.
It's exactly the same. Like a story is a story everywhere. It's just different platforms do different things. What I don't like about LinkedIn and stories is that there's no discoverability with the hashtags like on Instagram. I can see the purpose of doing a story on Instagram because you can add a hashtag, and when people search for that hashtag, they find your story. On LinkedIn, it's just the people that you're connected with that sees it. Now with Twitter, anybody can see your fleet, but no one can respond to you. They can only see the tweet. They can only see the fleet.
And then it's out of there in 24 hours.
24 hours is gone. So this is a way for you on Twitter to say something that only lasts 24 hours instead of doing a tweet that lasts forever until you decide to delete it. But remember, when you delete a tweet that's controversial, a whole bunch of people have done a screenshot of it. So that's how we see a lot of things that get deleted, especially on Instagram. Oh, this person so-and-so posted this inflammatory thing. They deleted it, but somebody screenshot it, and the screenshot is there if you Google it. Or if wherever they decide to share it. So I'm not Twitter. Yeah, okay. It's just there. It's a little entertainment. I go, yeah, that's cute. Okay, whatever, and just move on. I haven't really used it. And I go to Twitter all the time. I was like,
maybe not.
It's there. So Twitter had to join the party. Let's just say that Twitter had to join the story party because everybody else has stories. So we
They
gotta be
didn't have to. They chose to come.
right. And see, TikTok isn't in stories because it's already you go in and you see something real quick. So they don't need a story because got
They are stories.
they are stories, exactly. So they don't need that. I'm trying to think of another platform that would get stories that doesn't have it, but I think with Twitter, I think that's it, like the major ones.
Mhm. Okay. Wow.
So what do you think of Fleets, Fran? Because I know she's looking at it.
Mhm.
It's stories. It's
Right? It's just okay. Another place.
It might just be a little easier than some of the other stories. You know, like Facebook is a little difficult to do things anyway. But
Also, Twitter says that you're going to be able to go live in your feed sometime soon.
Oh, now that might be a game changer.
Right, but see, you already can go live because you have Twitter Live and Periscope, which is
yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, it's already there.
Right. So I guess because fleets are 24 hours and they disappear, they feel like people would do more lives there because they disappear versus staying on your Twitter feed. But you have the right as the owner of the account to delete it if you do a live.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how do I do a fleet.
And also remember,
is that where you just hit record?
What's that? You share
it. That's the voice. That's the voice thing. Hold on, I'm still trying to find out.
You go to share, and it says share the fleets.
Oh, okay. After you do your tweet.
Right. After you do your tweet, you can go to anything on your feed. You can go to anybody's tweet. It doesn't have to be yours. You can share somebody else's.
Okay, let me see something else.
Tweet to your fleet.
So I'm gonna click that, and I can. Oh, push that button right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, share in a fleet. Okay, the little arrow button, the little share button. Okay.
Options. Yeah. It's one of your share options when you go to your tweet or anybody's tweet. It'll be shared. You hit the share tweet button and it'll be there. It'll say share in a fleet.
Okay, do I have to say something?
You don't have to say anything. You can or not.
I'm not. I just want to see if it's going to share because I don't know.
Yeah, when you hit share in a fleet, it'll go to your story. Even though it's somebody else's tweet, it goes into your fleet.
Okay.
Yeah, all you do is hit the share in fleet, and then you can say something, and then you hit done, and then it's done.
Mm-hmm. Really? Yeah. This is you have to be familiar with how to do a story.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. In order to make this work. You understand? Right. I mean, you have to be okay. And it does. I don't think it's going to take a long time to work. It just you need to be okay with doing stories and the concept of stories.
Right. So you have to be familiar with the concept of stories. So if you've done a story on Facebook or Messenger or Instagram or what's the other one? Snapchat, LinkedIn, it's the same thing. It's another placement of information. That's what a story really is on all of the platforms. It's another place for information and it only lasts 24 hours. So it's temporary unless you save it. Like in Instagram, you can save it. Facebook, you can save your messages, messages. On Facebook, you can save your stories to your profile too, if you want to, but you don't have to. So
interesting.
There you go.
Okay, I'm with Terralina in the sense of who's really going to watch. I mean, you know what I mean?
They're looking at it now because it's popular. They're looking at it now because it's new and popular, but it's going to go, okay. I was happy to get LinkedIn stories. I haven't looked at LinkedIn stories in a long time because I was like, there's no discoverability there for me. But with Twitter stories, there is discoverability because people who don't follow you can see your fleet.
So how about they just call it Twitter stories?
They wanted it to be cute and match tweet fleet. Share your tweet to your fleet. They wanted it to be cute, but it's not cute.
Carolina's expression was like just stopped a long time ago because I
Yeah,
was
call
like,
it Twitter stories. I love that. It's a
it's Twitter
story.
stories. I'm not confused.
How about
Fleet.
Twitter Tales?
Twitter tales.
Something, but because when you say fleets, I'm already got the other thing in my mind,
Right.
and
Well, I was
I'm now
thinking
thinking
ships.
I
I
have,
was thinking of ships and
I have to go get another app is what I'm looking for. But I'm like, oh no, if you just said Twitter stories, I could stay within Twitter and just
right. I don't know
know.
why they didn't call it that because they have Twitter moments. They didn't call it something stupid. They call it Twitter moments. It's curated like a newsletter of tweets, and it's all in one spot.
Uh-huh.
And you go and you share your moment, and people go, "Oh, let's see all the tweets about this topic," and then you have it. But they're calling it fleets, and I'm like, I don't like that name. I like Twitter stories.
Sweets. Should have been sweets.
You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
the S on it still did that better than fleets.
They wanted it to rhyme with tweet, and it's fleeting thoughts or fleeting whatever.
Fleeting moments, you know, it comes in.
Yeah, but
out
Twitter
there.
stories.
But who knew that? That's a fleeting moment. Okay, somebody was thinking hard and deep for that because I'm like,
No,
Twitter stories is easy. It comes right off the.
Twitter stories.
Mhm.
It works. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's only been a
Maybe
week.
they'll change it.
It's still new. People still having fun with it, and I might look at it today. I might not. It's just another place to look.
Yes.
And okay, that's what I have for this week in social media.
Thank you so much for bringing that to our attention. I actually, in the guide on Instagram, I'm interested in that. I want to go in and I can see how I can play with that.
Yes, I was happy about that too because Google has something like that, collections that I like that you can make collections. I didn't remember how to get to it. That's not on the phone because I use the Google app a lot, the search and the this and that. So your collections are there. Like I use it for recipes. Like whenever I see a recipe, I boop had it in my collections because I can see in the kitchen because I have the Google thingy with the what's the name of the Google thing? What are the assistants? Google Assistant with the screen. So when I'm, I can see the recipe and the person can, it walks you through the steps. So I like using collections for that. But it has a good use.
I think we have to start practicing more with the voice activation because I think voice activation is still a thing. There are a lot of people who are maybe not using it, like the shortcuts for. Like I didn't realize I had on this iMac up here that you can click on it and tell it to put the computer to sleep.
Oh, really? You mean the Siri thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, okay, that's pretty good. You have to click on it or however you need to ask Siri to do something. I don't know if Siri is voice activated on the iMac. I got to play with it. But if I can tell it.
Did you update the Big Sur or is it available?
I did.
I haven't updated yet.
But I think it was still there before Big Sur that it has Siri so that you should be able to tell it to do things like launch a application.
Right. Yeah, I have that. I always forget to use it. And I'm looking at it right now. I always forget to use it.
I get up here and pick up a mouse and start doing stuff. I was like, can I talk to Siri and tell it to shut down the computer?
Yeah. You see, I never think, like you said, I'm just used to grabbing the mouse. So now I'm going to start using this thing more because I'm like, it's right there. The little circle thing, the little Siri thing is right there. I always forget about it.
Right. And it's on all of our stuff. It's on, it's on that.
So I'm wondering, can we tell if we have an iPad, can we tell the Siri iPad to shut down the Mac computer from the iPad?
It may shut down everything.
That might be a thing,
Or the watch. I would want to do the watch, like, hey Siri, shut down my computer. Do we not do that? Because
exactly. It might be like,
then I'm gone. Oh.
But I do know that with the AirPods, with the HomePod minis.
Yes.
Okay, so I was in the house doing something. I don't have the mini. I have a HomePod in the living room, one in my office, and one in the bedroom. Okay. So, and I've had them for a few years now. But what happens is, one of them, you're not, when you start talking to them, they're all listening. The closest one is the one that's going to respond.
Respond. Okay.
Right. So you're not getting all three of them talking to you crazy. So
Yeah, I'll jump up.
right. And then the ones on your phone, everything, when you say the word, hey, whatever, every device lights up.
It
That's
does.
the wake word.
Right.
Right.
But only one of them executes the
Okay. The function. Okay. Well, thank God. We be turning it on, and so be turning it off, and so be turning it off so they can turn it off.
See, that's the thing. When you have more than one Apple product, they all jumping. I'm like, oh, I'm confused. Which one?
Well, it's like when we're in here in StreamYard, and if more than one person is pushing buttons, sometimes we cancel each other out. It's like,
right. But until Fran mentioned it, I know the little Siri icon on the iMac. I just never used it. I just ignored it. I always went to the mouse and shut down and this or that, or I could click on that thing and tell her to do it.
Yes, and see, we have been talking about voice command for a while.
Right.
And the reason why I want to do this is because Apple does have accessibility built into the things for people who cannot use their hands.
Right.
And so I'm like, well, this would be great. So I don't have to actually do some stuff. I can just say, hey, shut it down. Now I do that with my front door. I forgot I was picking up my phone and doing this to lock the front door. And I said, wait a minute. I said, hey, so-and-so, lock the front door. It went click, click, click. I was like, oh, see, this is different.
And don't you feel happy when you figure out that part? You're like, wait a minute, it was there the whole time. And I'm doing manual stuff with my hands. And I'm like, I could just say to whatever device, hey, do this.
They have something where you can get your whole house to be smart, even though you don't, like the house is brand new. It's not brand new. It still has the things that you need to help you with turning on lights and stuff like that. I just have to hook everything back up and reconnect everything so that I can turn on a light when I walk in a room and not be buttons on the wall and stuff. I'm like, okay.
Because that's the first instinct for us, is to do it with our hands. Like, you know.
To do it manually. And you don't have to.
Right. I love that. I'm going to start using it.
This has been a really good conversation today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we done?
Yeah. We're there when we did 90 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see the time. I was like, oh my God.
This was good. We will be back on next week. I believe First Monday is coming up.
No, we got Thanksgiving.
No, Thanksgiving is next week. I don't know where I got First Monday. Somebody signed up for First Monday and it popped up on my email, and I was like, what is First Monday? Okay,
we got 10 days.
Never mind.
I don't know what on the calendar, this and that being inside, and this stuff going on. I forget what day. I was like, it's Thanksgiving. My sister called me. Oh, what are we doing? I'm like, Thanksgiving. What? I was like,
Thanksgiving. Will we be on the air for Thanksgiving, ladies? I don't think so, right?
No, we normally don't be on the air. I mean, if we
want to ask, and I to confirm that.
I mean, we can put like Happy Thanksgiving up or something. I don't know.
But we want you to enjoy your holiday.
Yeah,
we're going to take the day off too.
It's going to be different. A lot of people are going to be doing virtual mac and cheese and
virtual mac and cheese.
Like, you can show them like, this is what it looks like. Hopefully you got some, do some drive-bys, and
we do the virtual Thanksgiving so you can have the real Thanksgiving next year.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Yeah, do it. Virtual this year, in person, in real life next year.
Next year. If we all agree to that.
Yes.
Okay, well, I just read an article that they are going to be inoculating federal employees sometime next month.
Oh.
Yeah. So Pfizer, let's see.
Pfizer.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm not a federal employee.
Exactly. I was like, I wondered if this is mandatory. What?
I don't know. That's been I heard a lot of chatter about people, is it mandatory and for them to go to work or back to the office? And I heard a lot of people are not too happy. So I don't know. We won't know anything until next year, guys.
Yes.
So thank you all for tuning in live and on the replay. We will be back next Monday with Coffee, Tea, Thoughts, and Conversations. We're getting into Thanksgiving week. So stay safe. Do what you need to do to help us get through to the other side. Do your part.
We're all in this boat together.
Right. Everybody do their part. You ain't gotta go over the mountains and through the woods to grandma's house this year.
Well, if you're coming to this grandma's house, it's closed until
grandma's house is closed.
I'm just saying.
Hey.
In the meantime, if you want to join Biz Chicks, text Biz to 33777, and we'll be more than happy to see you right here, same time, same station on Monday.
All right. And then TVA will be back with us on Tuesday talking digital marketing and social media. Everything that you need to know, you need to reach out to her if you need some help. Always, we're here to help you build a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle.
Yep.
All right. And so remember,
we want you to remember to go to the front of your own line. Remember to go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, ladies. Bye-bye.